Yeah! What's good, Spearos? It's Hent Hunter, Danny Chang Spearfishing coming at you. It's my first proper voiceover video. We got a sick one in this video. You'll see Mahi from shore, big king mackerel sighting. You don't want to miss it. Let's get started. Let's get it. Here we are at the beach, one of my favorite zones in PR. As you can see, crystal clear water, super sick reef. I always like to have a plan before I get in the water, so here I was pointing it out. I'm going to drift down with the current from left to right in this video. The area has a lot of shallow reef, so during the winter it's very inaccessible due to the swells. So I was just stoked to get after it, my favorite spot, cover a bunch of ground and see what we can get out there. Let's go. Off to a good start, crystal clear water, and there's already a porgy I want to shoot, so definitely going to take him. These are some of the best eating fish, and you don't usually get such an easy shot on them, so I was pretty excited about that. I hit him from that weird side angle, so you'll see me swim straight up to the fish just because I wanted to get a look at the spear, make sure it went all the way through first. Here you'll see me brain and bleed the fish. I definitely like to do that as quickly as possible. I hate to see these guys suffer. They're smart fish too, so always a pleasure to get one. With these, I'll usually gut and scale them too, just right while I'm in the water, because a fish this size, I'd rather enjoy it cooked whole. Just don't want anything to go to waste off that fish. Here you'll see me just admiring my catch a bit. Super excited to get this porgy to start off the dive on the right note. The water was just so clear this day, and the markings on the porgy looked very cool. I always like to start off the dive by getting a fish early. It just takes some of the pressure off. I mean, I'm doing this just to eat and to feed my family and friends, but you know, it's always good just to have something so I know I'm not going to go hungry. This next drop, I just see a nurse shark, so I want to drop down and get a closer look. For me, one of the biggest parts about spearfishing, it's not just shooting the fish, getting stuff to eat, but enjoying the other wildlife that you'll see along the way. Here I'm chasing him down, give him a nice little wave, and let's see how close I can get to him. Right here, I wanted to touch him so bad, almost, but next time we'll get him. Those things are super friendly. Alright, so here's where things start to get interesting. As you can see, I'm in a little bit deeper water now, probably about 60 feet. There's some bait around. There's a big cuda right there. I was throwing this small bar jack that I shot just to use as a flasher. Just figured it's always good when you see bait, just start throwing something, see if there's any predatory fish around that you might be able to target. The cuda definitely shows interest in the flasher, but I really wasn't planning on messing with him. I don't really eat those, so I didn't want to harvest it, and I didn't want to chum him. Right here I was just kind of hanging out mid-column, hovering, just to see if anything would chase the bait besides the cuda. You know, always hoping for a nice Cerro mackerel. Those are always on my radar. I'm interested in anything that might come. So here I got that little throw flasher. I'm just throwing it randomly, just hoping something might come in to check it out. And on that flasher throw, I got very lucky. So you'll see me point. My GoPro is aimed a little low, but when I point is when I saw the Mahi the first time. I was so shocked to see it, I didn't think he would come back, so I'm just going in to grab my flasher, and he comes straight back for it. I'll just let the rest of the clip play out, because I think it just speaks for itself how crazy this moment was.
Mahi from shore! Mahi from shore! Yeah! Yeah! shore, Mahi! Woohoo! On the flasher! Woohoo, baby! We got a Mahi from shore. What a catch! Oh.
As you all could tell, I was very excited about this fish. I mean, it was the last thing I expected to get from a shore dive. I never shot a Mahi Mahi and hadn't really even shot very many good fish at this point, so really just so grateful and stoked to have the opportunity. And I'd never heard of anyone shooting one from a shore dive, so I was super excited.
Really beautiful little Mahi from shore. No one out.
As you could tell, I could really take my time to admire this fish. Not the biggest by any means, but definitely one of the most special, even to this day.
I can't believe it. The Mahi came on the flasher. Way out. Man, it's beautiful.
As I put away the Mahi, just get ready for the next clip because it is wild. It's tough to see because of that GoPro angle, but just keep an eye towards the top of the screen. That is a big king mackerel on my flasher. You can see to the left there's one, and then there's another one towards the top of the screen. So there's two huge mackerels. At this point they were the biggest I had ever seen in my life. I didn't know they were kings. I thought they were just huge seros, but in my head they were probably like 8 pounds, but in real life, now that I'm looking back, now that I have more experience, these were both easily 20-30 pound mackerel at least. So they're swimming against current. I do a drop and just aim for the bigger one at the top, and I hit him, but he takes off. It's a bad shot. That thing's pulling hard, so he goes out. As you can tell, I got a little upset about losing that big mackerel. At first, I thought it was because my float was putting too much pressure on the fish. That current was ripping the opposite direction, so it did put a lot of pressure on, but really it was just a bad shot. I should have gotten closer. I didn't have experience hunting a fish that big, and now I know that with a king mackerel, you can just swim up to it and shoot it in that type of scenario. Like, I could have just chased it down.
That was the biggest mackerel I've ever seen.
I'm really upset that I injured that fish for no reason. I'm confident that he survived, just given it wasn't a fatal wound. It was sort of towards the back third, top-down shot. Didn't go all the way through him, so it's unfortunate I didn't land him. I mean, this dive was already insane just from getting a Mahi from shore, but if I had that king mackerel too, as a pretty new diver, it would have been absolutely ridiculous. No complaints though. Either way, this was a legendary 4-hour solo drift dive, shore dive, where we produced a Mahi. Such a blessing to be able to just get in the water from shore and get enough food to feed myself, my family, my friends, etc. So grateful for all that. Make sure you like and subscribe. That's it for this video. Just stay tuned because there's going to be more as I continue to go through some of the highlights from the year. And it's a good opportunity to learn from some of my mistakes, maybe learn from some of my successes. In the next video, you'll be able to see a monster 50-pound cubera shot from a shore dive, so don't miss it.